Princess Anya clutched the worn map tighter, the parchment crackling in the biting wind. The ice wind whipped at her face, stinging her cheeks and blurring the already treacherous landscape. 3 weeks. 3 weeks since she'd fled the gilded cage of the Volkov Palace. 3 weeks since she'd traded silks for furs and the stifling expectations of the court for the raw, unforgiving wilderness. Her escape was fueled by a whispered prophecy, a chilling tale of a creeping temporal anomaly nestled deep within the frozen expanse. Her father, Tsar Vladimir, a man hardened by years of political maneuvering and the constant threat of the rival Krylov dynasty, had dismissed the prophecy as peasant superstition. Anya, however, had heard the tremor in the old soothsayer's voice, seen the genuine fear in his eyes. The prophecy spoke of Kronos' scar consuming the land, turning the Tsar's empire into a desolate echo of its former glory, trapped in a perpetual loop of frozen time. Anya couldn't let that happen. She wasn't alone, though she often felt that way. He was a deserter from the Tsar's elite ice guard, his loyalty bought not with promises of glory, but with the plea in Anya's eyes and a shared belief in the approaching doom. He was gruff, practical, and fiercely protective, a constant reminder that she was no longer a pampered princess, but a fugitive relying on the strength of another. "We should make camp soon, princess," Bor grunted, his voice raspy from the cold. "The storm is coming. I can smell it." Anya glanced at the horizon. The sky was a bruised purple, heavy with the promise of snow. "Find a shelter, Bor. I'll check the map." The map, stolen from the Imperial archives, was her only guide, a painstakingly drawn representation of the frozen expanse, marked with ancient runes and cryptic symbols. According to the map, Kronos' scar lay at the heart of a valley known as the Time Sink, a place where the veil between moments thinned. She traced a gloved finger along a jagged line representing a treacherous mountain range. They were close, she could feel it. Bor led her to a shallow cave carved into the side of a snowdrift. They huddled together, sharing a meager meal of dried meat and hardtack, the silence broken only by the howling wind and the crackling of the small fire Bor managed to build. Anya could feel his eyes on her, questioning, concerned. "Why do you do this, princess?" he asked, his voice low. "You risk everything for a story." Anya met his gaze, her own eyes burning with conviction. "It's not just a story, Bor. I feel it. I see the cracks in time, the glitches in the world. The Tsar is blind, consumed by power, and I can't stand by and watch my home be destroyed." He didn't say anything, but she saw a flicker of understanding in his eyes. He knew her determination, her unwavering belief. It was why he followed her. The storm raged for 3 days, trapping them in the cave. When it finally subsided, the landscape was transformed, buried under a thick blanket of snow. The journey was even more treacherous now, every step a struggle against the elements they pressed on, driven by Anya's conviction and Bor's unwavering loyalty. They encountered packs of feral wolves, navigated treacherous ice bridges, and faced the constant threat of frostbite and starvation. Anya learned to hunt, to skin animals, to survive in the brutal wilderness. She was no longer the pampered princess, she was a survivor. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the Time Sink. It was a desolate valley, shrouded in an unnatural stillness. The air was thick with a strange energy, a palpable sense of wrongness. The snow here was undisturbed, as if the wind itself avoided the area. As they approached, the ground began to tremble. The air crackled with energy, and strange anomalies flickered around them. Fleeting glimpses of the past, echoes of the future. Anya felt a dizzying sense of disorientation, as if time itself was unraveling around her. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the vortex. A woman clad in shimmering armor, her face hidden behind a silver mask. She held a weapon that hummed with power, a blade that seemed to ripple with temporal energy. "You should not be here," the woman said, her voice echoing with an otherworldly quality. "Who are you?" Anya demanded, her voice trembling but firm. "What is this place?" "I am a guardian of Kronos," the woman replied. "This is the nexus of time itself." a place of immense power and immense danger. The prophecy, it spoke of this place consuming the land, Anya said, turning everything into a frozen echo. The prophecy is true, the Guardian confirmed. Kronos' scar is unstable. It is growing, threatening to unravel the fabric of time itself, but it can be contained with the key. The key? Anya asked, her heart pounding. A powerful artifact, hidden long ago. It is the only thing that can stabilize Kronos' scar. Where is it? Anya asked. That, the Guardian said, is what you must find. Before Anya could ask another question, the Guardian vanished, disappearing back into the vortex. The air crackled, and the tremors subsided. Anya and Bor were left alone in the desolate valley, the swirling vortex of Kronos' scar, their only companion. The Key of Ages, Bor muttered, his brow furrowed. Another legend? Another impossible task? We have no choice, Bor, Anya said, her eyes fixed on the vortex. ... Anya returned to the map. She studied it carefully, searching for any clue, any hint that might lead them to the Key of Ages. Then her eyes landed on a symbol she had overlooked before. A small, almost invisible rune etched near a place marked as the Whispering Caves. The Whispering Caves, she said, pointing to the map. The old stories say they are filled with echoes of the past. Perhaps the key is hidden there. They set off towards the Whispering Caves, their hope rekindled. The caves were a labyrinth of ice and rock, the air thick with a strange, mournful sound, the whispers of forgotten moments. They saw fleeting visions of people long dead, heard fragments of conversations from centuries past. The caves were alive with the echoes of time. My word! In the heart of the caves, they found a chamber filled with ancient artifacts, broken weapons, tattered banners, and strange, unidentifiable objects. In the center of the chamber, resting on a pedestal of ice, was a small, ornate box. Anya recognized it instantly. It was the Key of Ages. As she reached out to take it, a figure emerged from the shadows, Tsar Vladimir. Anya, he said, his voice cold and hard, I should have known you would be behind this. You always were too curious for your own good. Father, Anya said, her voice filled with disbelief. How did you find us? It doesn't matter, Vladimir said. What matters is that you will return home now, and this key will be destroyed. You don't understand, Anya cried. Kronos' scar will destroy everything. The key is the only thing that can stop it. Silence, Vladimir roared. Your superstitions will not endanger my empire. Krylov's soldiers, seize her! The Krylov soldiers advanced, their weapons drawn. A fierce battle ensued. Bor fought bravely, but he was outnumbered. Anya knew they couldn't win. Suddenly, the Guardian of Kronos appeared, materializing from the shadows. She raised her blade, and a wave of temporal energy swept through the chamber, freezing the Krylov soldiers in place. Only Vladimir remained unaffected. You cannot stop me, Vladimir shouted, drawing his own sword. I am the Tsar. I will not be denied. He lunged at Anya, his sword raised high, but before he could strike, the Guardian intervened, deflecting his blow. Anya saw her chance. She grabbed the Key of Ages and raced towards Kronos' scar. She knew what she had to do. She had to use the key to stabilize the vortex, to prevent it from consuming the land. As she approached the vortex, she felt a surge of power coursing through her veins. The key pulsed with energy, resonating with the chaotic forces swirling around her. She held the key aloft and channeled her will, her determination, her love for her home into the artifact. The vortex shimmered and pulsed, then slowly began to shrink, its chaotic energy gradually dissipating. Kronos' scar was stabilizing, but as the vortex stabilized, something unexpected happened. A vision flashed before Anya's eyes, a vision of the past, of her ancestors, of the origins of Kronos' scar. She saw that the scar was not a natural phenomenon, but a creation of her own family, a weapon used to conquer and control. The Krylov dynasty had been trying to manipulate it ever since. Her father knew this. He wasn't just trying to protect his empire, he was trying to protect his family's secret, a secret that could shatter the foundation of his rule. She knew what she had to do. She had to expose the truth, even if it meant destroying her own family's legacy. She turned back to face her father, who was now disarmed and defeated, the guardian standing guard over him. "Father," Anya said, her voice filled with sadness, but also with resolve. "I know the truth about Kronos' scar. I know what our family did." Vladimir stared at her, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and regret. You know?" he stammered. "Yes," Anya said, "and I will not let this secret be buried any longer." Quote, ... Vladimir lunged at her again, desperate to silence her. But the guardian intervened, knocking him unconscious. "Nkes." Anya took a deep breath and addressed the Krylov soldiers, who were still frozen in time. She spoke of the truth about Kronos' scar, of her family's dark secret, of the need for change. And as she spoke, the temporal energy that had frozen them began to dissipate, allowing them to hear her words. The Krylov soldiers were stunned by her revelation. They looked at each other, their faces filled with uncertainty and doubt. Others remained defiant. Anya knew that the path ahead would be long and difficult, but she also knew that she had done the right thing. She had exposed the truth, and she had given her people a chance to choose their own destiny. With the help of Bor and the guardian of Kronos, Anya returned to the Volkov palace, not as a runaway princess, but as a leader, a beacon of hope for a new era. The truth about Kronos' scar was revealed, and the old order began to crumble. Anya faced resistance, betrayal, and even attempts on her life, but she persevered, driven by her unwavering belief in a better future. The Volkov and Krylov dynasties, weakened by the truth, were forced to cede power to a council of representatives elected by the people. A new era of peace and prosperity dawned, built on the foundations of honesty and justice. Anya, the runaway princess who had dared to challenge destiny, became Anya the Just, the savior of her people, the guardian of Kronos' scar. And though she never forgot the hardships she had endured, she knew that it had all been worth it. She had saved her home, not just from a temporal anomaly, but from the darkness within itself. Bor stood beside her, his loyalty unwavering. The guardian of Kronos appeared, her silver mask gleaming in the sunlight. "You have done well, Anya," the guardian said. "You have proven yourself worthy of this responsibility." "It was not I alone," Anya said, gesturing to Bor. "We did it together." The guardian nodded. "The future of your world is now in your hands. Use it wisely." And with that, the guardian vanished, leaving Anya and Bor alone, guardians of a land forever changed, forever bound to the secrets of time.